I'm going to talk about two things that God gave us. When God gave us life, there is one other important thing God gave us at the same time. What is that? I will now share with you what God gives us each and every day. What we do with it is something else. What do we do with what God gives us on a daily basis? Do we use it to His glory, or do we waste what He has given us? The second thing He gives us after life is time. On our church signboard is the current message that is important for you to hear. Time is the most precious resource that we have. Well, let me tell you about time and resource. Someone who loves you very much deposits each day into your bank of time 86,400 seconds. That's 1,440 minutes, which equals 24 hours, which is a day. That time is equal to the gift of life God gives you daily. God gives you that much time to use daily, and nothing is carried over. It's called time, and you can't refuse to receive it. Time is ticking away on each of us on a daily basis. What does the Bible tell us about time? Redeem the time. I like to say from time to time, here we go again, because I want you to listen again to Ephesians 5, verses 15 and 16. See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Redeeming the time is also found in Colossians 4, verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. In both passages, redeeming the time is related to wisdom in how we walk. That is, in how we live. Our time is a gift from God, and none of us know how much of it we are being given. Only God knows how much time each of us have on this earth to make decisions that will impact our eternity. Listen to the words in Psalm 139, verse 16. You saw me before I was born and scheduled each day of my life before I began to breathe. Every day was recorded in your book. When God says we should be redeeming the time, He wants us to live in constant awareness of that ticking clock and make the most of the time and every opportunity that He has given us. Rather than waste our days on frivolous pursuits that leave no lasting input, Scripture instructs us to be diligent about doing good and being careful how we live. So, Jesus taught His disciples the necessity of redeeming the time. He said, we must work the works of Him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. That's in John 9, verse 4. Jesus was diligent about keeping to His mission. Though He spent only 33 years on earth, Jesus changed the world forever because He redeemed the time given to Him by God. As Christians, everything done for Christ on earth earns eternal rewards. That which was done for selfish or carnal reasons will burn up and blow away. That's in 1 Corinthians 3, verses 12 through 15. Now listen to this. Chuck Pierce, in his book, Redeeming Time, wrote that it is never too late to live the life God has for you. He wrote that the 21st century commodity is time. But until we understand how God sees and uses time for the foundation of our lives and calling, will not be aligned with his plan for us. Redeeming Time, Chuck Pierce presents a clear biblical understanding of how God views time, demonstrating how you can ensure you are living your life in the center of God's plan for you. In his book, Chuck Pierce translates biblical principles about time into actionable steps that you can take right now. 1. Recognize God's timing in your life. 2. Determine if you are in step or out of step with God. 3. Move back into God's grace and experience a second opportunity. 4. Align yourself with God's perfect timing system. 5. Reap the rewards of a life spent in step with God. He concludes with the fact that it is right to view time in a fresh, dynamic way and get your life back on track with God. It's never too late to live the life God has made for you. We should start every morning by committing our day to the Lord and asking him to help us do something that day that has eternal significance. We look for ways we can honor God by helping someone, praying for someone, and even inviting someone to our church. James 1:4 reminds us about our earthly lives. How do you know what is going to happen tomorrow? For the length of your lives is as uncertain as the morning fog. Now you see it, soon it is gone. Then listen to the words in Psalm 144, verse 4. For man is but a breath. His days are like a passing shadow. Wow. That verse is special to me at my age. Why? My money and possessions will be given to someone else. My family will remember me with fondness, but they will move on with their lives, just as they should. All that remains of the rest of my life on earth is using the time that God has given me and which I have invested in eternity in heaven. Let me conclude with you what you heard earlier that is currently on our church signboard. Time is the most precious resource that we have. Use it wisely and not foolishly, and use it to serve the God who loves you. God bless you, and have a good week.